Level 1. The associate. You left Goldman for this. That is the sentence everyone who has ever worked in banking dreams of saying. You said it at 24. Post-analyst, pre-MBA. The headhunter called in October of your second year. Blackstone, KKR, Apollo, one of those three. The process took 6 weeks. Modeling tests at midnight. Case studies on real deals. A final round, where a managing director asked you to walk through a leveraged buyout model in 30 minutes, and you did it correctly, and he said good, and turned back to his screen. Good. That was the signal. You accepted before they finished the sentence. The office is different from Goldman. Quieter. 30 people instead of 300. No open trading floor, no analyst classes, no rows of identical faces in identical suits. Just a conference room, a Bloomberg terminal, and a stack of confidential information memorandums on your desk that arrived overnight from investment banks you used to work at. That detail is not lost on you. The bankers sending you these books are your former colleagues. They are pitching you now. That felt like power for about 2 weeks. Then the stack got taller. Your base salary is $160,000. Your bonus last year at Goldman was $40,000. Here, the bonus is $120,000. Total comp clears $280,000 at 24 years old. The carry is separate. That is the number everyone talks about. Carried interest is your share of the fund's profits. The fund is $12 billion. If the fund returns well, your carry check in 10 years could be life-changing. 10 years. You tell yourself that is fine. You are 24. You have 10 years. Your job is to find deals. Read the CIM, build the model, run the returns analysis, present to the vice president. The vice president sends it back with comments. You revise. He sends it back again. The third version goes into the investment committee memo. The IC memo is 60 pages. You spend 3 weeks on it. The committee reads it in 40 minutes. They pass. You start on the next one. That is the part the headhunter did not mention. You look at 100 deals to do one. You do one to learn what was wrong with your assumptions. You revise your assumptions and look at 100 more. Level 2, the vice president. You have an MBA now. 2 years at Harvard Business School. $230,000 in loans. You came back to the fund because the carry clock was already running and stopping. It felt like losing money you had not made yet. You are 28. Base is $220,000. Bonus, another $150,000. Total comp close to $400,000 in a good year. The number is real. The hours are realer. The difference between associate and VP is simple. The associate builds the model. You own it. Every assumption in that model has your name attached. When the deal closes and the company underperforms in year 3, the IC will pull up the original model. Your assumptions will be on slide 14. Everyone in that room will have read slide 14 before you walk in. No one will say anything directly. That is how this works. You close your first deal. A $2.4 billion acquisition of a logistics company in the Midwest. You spent 11 months on it. Due diligence, management meetings, financing negotiations, legal review. Your name is not in the press release. The press release quotes the senior partner. The deal toy sits on his shelf. You get the experience. That is the word they use. Experience. You have heard that word before. At Goldman, they used it the same way. Your daughter's school recital was on a Wednesday in April. You were in Chicago for a management presentation. You watched a 12-second video of it that your wife sent at 6 in the morning while you were getting dressed in the hotel room. She was third from the left. She was wearing a yellow dress. You watched the video 4 times. You went downstairs for breakfast. You opened your laptop. The IC memo was due Friday. Level 3, the principal. You are the deal now. That is not a promotion. That is a weight redistribution. You are 32. Base is $280,000. Your carry allocation went up. Total comp this year was $700,000. The fund is performing. The carry is accumulating. It is still not liquid. It will not be liquid for 7 more years. You own a number on a spreadsheet that requires the fund to continue performing for 7 more years to become real. You source deals now. Not just evaluate them, source them. That means cold calling chief executives at companies the fund is interested in. Dinners in cities you flew to, for that dinner specifically. Conferences where the value is not the panel discussion, but the conversation in the hallway afterward with a founder who might be thinking about selling in 3 years. You are building relationships with people who have not decided to sell yet. You are the reason they think of your fund when they do. This is called origination. It is actually relationship maintenance with a return requirement attached. You manage 3 portfolio companies simultaneously. Monthly monitoring calls, quarterly board meetings. The companies have real employees, real payroll. When one of them misses its EBITDA number, the board looks at you across the table with the specific expression of people who are asking a question they already know the answer to. You give them the answer. You restructure the plan. You fly home on Thursday. You fly somewhere else on Sunday. The Sunday flight is still there. It just departs from a different city each week. Level 4. The managing director. You made it to the investment committee, the room where everything is decided. Which deals get done, which ones pass, which portfolio companies get more capital, and which ones get a different management team. You are 38. Your compensation is tied to the fund. Good year, $1.4 million. Great year, $2.1 million. Your carry from the last fund is starting to vest. The number is large. You have been waiting 9 years for it to be real. And now that it is real, it does not feel the way you expected it to feel. It feels like evidence. You sit on the IC, and you read the associate's 60-page memo, and you turn to slide 14, and you ask the question about the assumption on the revenue growth rate because the assumption is too optimistic, and you know it is. Too optimistic because you made the same assumption 11 years ago on a company that did not perform. The associate answers confidently. You press. He revises the assumption downward. The deal math changes. The committee passes. You watch the associate's face in the moment he understands why. You were him. You sat in that chair. The committee passed on your deal too. You did not tell him that. Your son turned 9 on a Tuesday in March. You called from the parking lot outside a portfolio company's headquarters in Atlanta. He showed you his birthday cake on the phone screen. You said it looked incredible. He said thanks and handed the phone to his grandmother. You sat in the car for 4 minutes. Then you went inside for the operational review. Level 5, the senior partner. You are the fund now. That is not a metaphor, and it is not a compliment. It is a description of what the capital allocators believe when they write the check. The limited partners manage pension funds and endowments and sovereign wealth, and they have options. They chose your fund because you walked into the room. That specificity does not come with less pressure. It comes with the only pressure that is actually unbearable, the kind where the consequences are other people's retirement accounts. You are 45. Your carry from 3 funds is fully vested. The number is large enough that leaving tomorrow would be rational. You have not seriously considered leaving in 7 years. You are not sure if that is because the work matters or because the work is the only version of yourself you fully recognize anymore. You tried to answer that question once, on a long flight back from a limited partner meeting in Abu Dhabi. You did not finish the answer. You opened the monitoring report instead. The cycle. Somewhere right now, in the 2nd year of a banking analyst program, a 23-year-old is sitting across from a headhunter. The headhunter is describing a fund. Small team, high conviction, exceptional carry structure. The analyst is doing the math on the carry. The math works. The headhunter says real equity, real ownership, intellectual work instead of execution. The analyst nods. She has been nodding at this description in her head for 18 months. She stayed at Goldman because the exit had to be right. This is right. She is going to take the offer. She will be good at it. Exceptional, maybe. She will close her first deal at 29 and watch her name disappear from the press release. She will watch a 12-second video of something she missed. She will build the model, own the model, and then sit in a room where someone older asks about slide 14 in exactly the tone she will someday use herself. The carry will vest in 10 years. It always does.